Town Council meets this week. We've got a preview. Council President Fred Chirigotis responds to open meeting law violation ruling, and a new possible smoking ban is discussed. Plus, a local restaurant may remain open this weekend. Details on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, August 1st, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. A beach update to start things off. Lovell's Pond in Marston's Mills remains closed to swimming. The town's public health division issued an update today that says swimming is still banned at the beach due to a cyanobacteria bloom. The beach was first shut down last Friday. A state advisory on the bloom has been posted. We will keep you updated on any changes. The legislative session all over up on Beacon Hill. Lawmakers wrapped up last night. Among the many items passed is a transportation bill that could mean money heading to Barnstable. Projects including repair and reconstruction of the Oyster Harbor Bridge, safety improvements on Route 28, funding for further overpass restoration, and improvements on Route 149 near Exit 5 could receive funding according to language in the transportation bill. Embargo Restaurant will be open this weekend despite orders from the licensing authority to close Friday and Saturday. Owner David Noble filed an appeal with the State Alcohol and Beverage Control Commission on Monday. The authority told Embargo would have to close for 2 days due to a license violation. The owners failed to pay license fees in time, resulting in the license lapsing for a few days. Because the appeal process is underway, the restaurant will be able to remain open this weekend. A correction as well from Monday's Barnstable Today is in order. We incorrectly reported that the Fresh Catch on Main Street would have to close for 1 day next spring. In fact, the restaurant will only need to close its doors should they have another violation this year. On Monday, the authority did find the restaurant guilty of 4 out of 6 violations stemming from a single evening in May. Town Council meets this week. Council President Fred Chirigotis outlined the short agenda at this week's press conference.
We have an amendment to the Administrative Code for the Historical Commission, which may be acted upon. We have an authorization for the town manager to further negotiate and execute a project development agreement with Cape and Vineyard Electric Cooperative Incorporated. We have that's the old business. Under new business, we have a approval of a 3-year contract with the Barnstable Police Chief Paul McDonald, which may be acted upon. We have an acceptance of a $500 gift from Rebecca Lodge of the Independent Order of Odd Fellows. We also have accepting a $8,400 gift of Cape Cod Regional Law Enforcement Council to the Barnstable Police Department. And we have a opportunity to approve a contract with Barbara Ford as administrator of the town council and its execution. And we may go into an executive session to conduct strategy in preparation for negotiation with Barbara Ford, who's a non-union employee, and to conduct contract negotiations with her. It's possible that we could go into executive session to conduct contract negotiations also with the non-union employee, Paul McDonald.
The meeting begins at 7 o'clock tomorrow night in the Town Hall hearing room. The press conference also allows local reporters a chance to question town leaders on a number of topics. Barnstable Patriot writer Ed Maroney asked Council President Fred Chirigotis about a recent decision from the State Attorney General's office.
I was wondering if you might comment on the excuse me, the state ruling that the council violated the open meeting law last year by conducting business in executive session that should have been done in open session.
Well, I guess if you look at those, I think that there were some technical violations, and I look at what I call the sanction and the Attorney General. Clearly, the ruling that came out was different than our understanding at the time, but since then, we've all been most of us have been trained, and those who have not have been required to watch the Attorney General's training session, and I'm sure everyone is doing that, and we will continue to do everything we can to make sure we are in full compliance at all times.
We'll hear more about that when Fred Chirigotis joins us on Barnstable this morning, Thursday morning at 7:10. A report detailing the process to convert the now vacant Hyannis Armory into a small-scale cultural center is now in the hands of town officials. Crafted by the Boston firm Design Lab Architects, the report concludes that such a conversion would cost around $7 million. The vision is to create a multi-use cultural center in the heart of the High Arts District that would have gallery space, performance space, and artist studios. Town Manager Tom Lynch talks about the report.
So they are out there, going over the report and talking about, you know, some of the various aspects and what some of the plans might be. We had Alan White, who's on the Economic Development Commission over at the county level, wanted 4 copies to bring it over there to talk to them. So it's being vetted in various aspects throughout the community. Where you know, Mark and I will go with it is where we will naturally be working with growth management, decide when we would want to put perhaps a request for interest out to see what, now that people have information, to know what the what it would cost to fix some of the basic components there. What ideas and opportunities might be out there for this vacant building, and how it would fit in with our cultural district, and opportunities for residents and visitors to come to our town. So that's one of the goals that we hope to have high on our agenda, to be moving forward with that process and hopefully have some appropriate use for that facility.
Lynch and Chirigotis also talked about a possible plan to ban smoking at Burgess Park and Marston's Mills. Lynch toured Burgess Park last week. He comments about a potential ban on smoking at that park and perhaps at other parks around town.
As it relates to the Recreation Commission, as you indicated, we did have a very you know, interesting and informative walk throughout Burgess Park. We saw, you know, where the areas where that there might be some smoking issues, and I have a meeting scheduled on hopefully on next Monday with Joe O'Brien, who's the chair of the Rec Commission, to stop in and go over some aspects to issuing a ban and how it would be enforced.
Both Lynch and Chirigotis say that enforcement of such a ban at Barnstable's parks could prove tricky.
Enforcement's a big issue. You know, it's even at the beaches. You have young people who are smoking. I'm not a smoker, so it's easy for me to say that, you know, we shouldn't have smoking anyway. It's not good for you, and all those other things. But it becomes a very hot issue, especially if you step on one. You know, hot emotional issue, you know, the idea of rights versus, you know, whose rights, and so it can be very difficult for the people who are in the enforcement and how they enforce the, you know, non-smoking in certain areas. So, you know, that's really what the issue is, and how do you do that at all the parks? And
you know, I don't think we want to raise
but
it to the issue of a police matter, you know, and you do have staff at the beaches who can politely remind people of the rule. We don't have staff at all of our parks and recreational areas, so you know, there would probably need to be a high degree of self-policing on this. I think smokers have, you know, become very respectful of you know, the issue that is it raised for non-smokers, and so I think the self-policing aspect would be very high on you know, my side of it, and I think we would expect that there'd be general compliance with that. So that's one of the things that I want to talk to, you know, Chairman O'Brien about, because I don't want to raise unrealistic expectations about how we could enforce it and start getting calls of, you know, someone's out on the bench smoking. Who can you send over to, you know, to you know, police this matter? And we just talked about, you know, crime in our area, and we want to be sure that our resources are patrolling and dealing with those situations that protect public safety, rather than enforce regulations that might be very difficult to do.
No solid plans are in the works. The Recreation Commission is discussing the matter. Again, Town Council meets in the Town Hall hearing room tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The meeting airs live on Channel 18 and is streamed over the web. Also online, you can track flights in and out of Barnstable Municipal Airport with the click of a mouse. The airport recently renewed its contract with New Jersey firm ITT Excelis. That company provides software that allows the public to view information about flights quickly and easily. With just one click, people can find information about an aircraft operator, its speed, and its altitude. Those concerned about low-flying or noisy planes can check out the issue for themselves and even leave a message for the airport's noise abatement coordinator. You can access the flight tracker on the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us. Click on the municipal airport. The Hyannis Chamber of Commerce seeking nominees for its annual awards. Each year, the Chamber gives out 4 awards: the Patrick Butler Citizen of the Year, JFK Jr. Community Service Award, Annual Business of the Year, and Henry C. Farnham Unsung Hero Award. The Chamber is accepting nominations through the end of this month. Visit Hyannis.com for more details. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.